But honestly, I think I'll just overpower him anyway with what I have set up. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and just fight him anyway with what I have. Yeah, so I'm running. This is Clara. She's advanced level 15, random fire. And she's got a lot of accuracy too, which is like it's decently high for cannons. Some people will get higher, but it's pretty good. And then this is my explosive cannon combat master. She kind of wrecks. And then advanced defense shield. And I'm running this guy because I actually don't have a spread fire combat master. I have like every other hero but a spread fire combat master, so I'm pretty much stuck using either a spread fire cannon guy, which I have that has okay stats. But I decided that for this league, I think I'm gonna try this random fire guy because I have him at a natural level 8. So I can just boost him up to like 14 with Trons, and he'll still have a better proc race than the spread. And he also does like 1.5 billion more damage. So I was just going to go with him. And then I have advanced intercept missile, which kind of wrecks. This is one of the skills that I would recommend advancing pretty much like right when you get it, like to level 12. Maybe like get it up to like a natural level 4 or something like that. But the benefit of this skill is that it hits 2 DPS fleets instead of just 1. And you do take a little bit of a damage reduction on it. But the fact that it hits 2 fleets is just amazing. So like I run it like at advanced level 9 and it still destroys. Yeah, so we'll just give it a shot. Yeah. I can run the battle slow or fast. I don't know what you guys want. I plan on streaming pretty much until we get 5 stars on everyone. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, so he does have decently high evasion, at least for that guy. But my Clara has a little bit higher, so we'll see. Yeah, so he actually has defense shield 14, and it still one-shot him, so I'll just go ahead and speed it up. It was going to be bad if I don't kill it. Wow, how high is that guy's evasion? I've seen my explosive fire to proc. There we go. Yeah. So like I said, I kind of just figured I would just outplay him. I didn't really need to switch my fleet for that one. But you also gotta kind of be careful because like, say I hadn't have procced or something like that, and then I only get 4 stars. It's kind of a wasted attack. It's not as critical in like round 1, but it's just something to watch out for. So next guy. This guy seems like he's a little better. He does have advanced level 15. Spread and random fire, and then you can see he's got fighter defense and cannon defense. So chances are, if he's running, since he's just running normal motherships, his resistance for beams is likely going to be 90, not 95, because he's probably running hybrid T5 armor and then hybrid T3 device, which will end up giving him 75 plus the 15. And then he probably also only has 85 missile arrests. Of course, he could be putting Xers on, and that's something that you just don't know. You can like figure it out if you like know the player, but if you don't know the player, then you kind of just have to guess it. So pretty much with this, he's just hoping he survives and is able to. He's able to survive and then just kill me with these fighters. I'm actually really surprised that he's running spread fighters. I think he'd probably be better off if he switched this to a missile or even a cannon advanced spread fire, just because like spread fire is a skill that like you want to get a proc like right away. So yeah, I'm really surprised that he's running spread fighters. Granted, if I get in range, it's still gonna destroy me, but against more like RES fleets, it would be better served on a different weapon. Yeah, and then a piercing fire hero. I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing to run on defense, just because piercing fire heroes will only hit the defense tanks, and they can usually take a couple of piercing fire hits or something like that. So like as far as like this fleet goes, this probably would be better served either with another defense hero like confusion fire or ER, or he could run like an explosive fire hero if you wanted a more offensive based one. He's also missing defense shield, which is going to hurt him a little bit. Because he won't be able to tank any hits or anything. And since my cannon guys have a lot of high attack, I'm assuming he has maxed out cannon res, but if he doesn't, then I do have PC on my explosive fire hero. So I think I'm just gonna go with the fleet that I have, and I think it'll still be able to kill it anyway. This fighter cruiser guy only has Eva, so pretty much it's like if it takes one hit, it's gonna be dead. And that's kind of the problem if you don't run an Eva and durability hero mix. You can kind of get away with just a durability hero if you don't want to evade, but I don't know if I would ever put just an Eva hero in, just because if they get hit like once, their durability is so low. Whereas like if this was a master, her durability might be like around like 6 billion or something like that, maybe like 5. I actually don't know what cruiser's durability is, but with her it's probably only like 2. So yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, that's the power of Clara right there. He looks like he doesn't even have maxed cannon res. So that's kind of why like you put PC on, just because like you have to test if they're gonna have max res or not. And he clearly didn't, so he kind of got destroyed there. So I don't know what he was running for his other extras, or why he didn't have max cannon res, but yeah. This guy, chances are he's probably a newer level 100, doesn't have an advanced skill. Pretty simple setup, cannon spread, random fire cannons, so yeah. And then he probably has William right there. Malfest says, didn't think cruisers could be cranked that high. With the durability hero, you could probably get them that high. Like, it depends on how high your ability is and what kind of trons you have too. But I mean, like, what do my motherships guys have? I'll check. Actually, let's just check this guy. He's in cruisers. Oh, okay, so it's only 3.35. So maybe they can't go that high. You're probably right. But then that kind of shows that like that Eva hero that he had, oops, sorry, was probably like 1 or like maybe 1.5 or something like that. But yeah, it is true though. Cruisers don't have high durability or high attack. So, all right. Yeah. So same thing with this. I'm probably just gonna use the same one I have. The same thing I've been doing. He does have really high Eva there, but chances are either my explosive fire hero will take it out or my advanced intercept missile. I haven't come across any like super Eva fleets that I've needed to use like precision fire, and I don't have advanced precision fire either yet. But yeah, so on this, my setup right here, so I'm running the Eva point formation. I guess I never explained that, but I'm not using it for the evasion. Okay, Gotcha has 5.6 billion on his hyper cruisers, so I guess you can get that much. It's just more in hyper. Can they get durability boosts? I honestly don't remember if you can boost their durability like 20% with hyper upgrades. But oh, awesome! Tony posted that. I'll take a look at that screenshot in a second, Tony. Let me just get this guy first, and then we'll take a look at yours. But yeah, so with the hyper BS, you kind of want to go like the point formation is a good formation to run, I think, if you just run defense shield. And then you probably want to get your cannon resist up to 95 unless you're running stealth device, and then you can kind of just like go away from that and just run all attack and run missiles, which I'll be doing soon. But yeah, so PC will kind of beat me pretty hard. But if PC like I don't know. So you kind of just have to plan with Altair's, or like I have Clara in with PC, but she'll fire first against other PC heroes. So yeah. All right. So we'll just give it a shot. Like I said, I'm not too worried about my attacks, so I probably won't be changing my setup too often. I'll go ahead and give it a speed up. Yeah. All right. So I just need to. All right. So he does have high evasion there. I think one proc might kill it. If my explosive fire procs or advanced intercept will hit. Yeah. Should probably be more careful about this. I definitely had those EVA heroes almost get away from it. You're saying gotcha. Yeah, you're enjoying hypercruisers. That's good. I'm glad that like they're not nerfed to hell, like people were originally fearing. I still, they are flexible, but I still think hyper motherships might be the best. Uh, like even going hyper battleships, I want hyper battleships because I just want to have fun with the game and just go all attack. But yeah, hyper motherships, just having full res and then being able to upgrade your durability and your attack, it just seems way too good. Uh, but that's my opinion. But yeah, we'll see if any more nerfs or buffs come into the game. I hope more buffs come in because I'd rather see ships get better than ships get worse. That's my opinion at least. All right, so Tony, we'll take a look at your screenshot that you said. All right. Well, it was working earlier. Why is it doing that? I'll just add a window capture. That's weird. Alright, well, that's what I wanted. I don't know why it wasn't working the first time. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and take a look at this fleet. Dang. So this is like crazy endgame hero fleet right here. 20 says I only got 3 stars out of the sky. I switched my hyper BS to missile resist, missile armor bypass. The fighter even evade. Threw a fighter evade engine an extra on, and used full stealth. Got garbage procs for the most time. Ran spread fire went off 1 out of 12 times. Nice. Like it's supposed to. Okay, so this is the guy who's won every single league on their server. So this is like the guy. Well, it kind of sucks that you got put in the group with him. So I'm sorry about that. So I guess. So you use Hyper BS and then you say that you use the fighter engine, which is actually what I do too. I don't use fighter EVA extras on, just because like I'm not at the level where I'm like switching extras or anything like that yet. But I feel like, oh, it's not even showing it right now. Why isn't it showing it? Wow, it's doing this again. Alright, I guess I'll just have to add the window capture a bunch of times. Whatever. It's not that bad. Alright, sorry about this, guys. I wasn't doing this earlier. Yeah, so was he when you procced against his, I don't know if it's a Cameron or the counterfire hero, was he hitting you? Or were you evading the counterfire death fighters? Yeah, against this, because they'll have max res against everything, so I feel like pretty much you need to have advanced piercing fire. But then you're probably, yeah, you'll need advanced piercing fire, and then the confusion fire hero is also going to be a big problem if he takes your guys out. So I don't know. I've been finding that like confusion fire beats confusion fire, but it's really up to RNG at that point because you have to proc and then you also have to like hit them too. But I know that like the last season I had a couple rounds where I actually used confusion fire on offense to lock down their confusion fire, and it did work. So that is an option but yeah, this is just a tough guy. I don't know like, totally what you're working with, but I'm assuming you're probably like have hyper battleships maxed out. But yeah, I guess I'm assuming that's Clara, but I guess you should know if Clara's using Antares or PC, because that'll help you know whether you can get like 2 Krypton fires off. Because if he's using PC, you could get 2 Krypton fires, which might be better. But yeah, this is a tough nut. If anyone in chat has like other like tips on how to beat it, but I feel like you need advanced piercing fire just because you need to lower the resist, and then you'd probably want to use rapid fire or advanced rapid fire, just to quick take it down, because like you need to just lower the res and then like kill it, and then lower the next res and then kill that one. A coordination skill might work too if you want to use like an advanced coordination. I've never like used them or seen a use for it yet, but I think that's just because I'm not at that point in the game yet. I think that having like advanced like beam coordination or fighter coordination could work if you're using advanced piercing fire. Actually, I don't know. Do you guys know if your guys get stunned, like say you have like a Clara and like an explosive fire hero that like gets stunned by confusion fire, but then your advanced coordination, like fighter coordination procs, would they get the proc from the Clara and the other hero, or would they not because they're stunned? I don't know if anyone's tested that, but that's actually really interesting, because if that's not the case, then that means you could still like do full damage with that. So yeah, I don't know. The tricky thing is I'm assuming he's running Gary, so he's probably got like crazy high, like 450, 500 EVA on that fighter cruiser. That's probably also like almost full full res. So yeah, I don't know. To beat that, you'll probably need explosive, but yeah, I think you'll need some sort of way to. Yeah, I honestly don't know how I would fight this fleet. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you got 3 stars off of him. You said that, and that was garbage procs, but yeah, I don't know, dude. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm not like at that level. But yeah, that's just my rambling on like how I would do it, but I don't know if that's the correct way or not. So yeah. All right, so we'll go back to regular league. Unless anyone else has posted any screenshots or anything. You evaded every time, used 5 attackers, advanced piercing fire, advanced intercept missile, advanced spread fire, advanced random fire, or random fire. Okay. Yeah, if you were evading every time, then the counterfire hero isn't a big deal. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I think you need the piercing fire, but then I think you need. I'm assuming your ARF and RF are rapid fire and random fire. I think you just need to be able to kill the fleet that you reduce the res right away. So that's what I would suggest switching. Maybe the random fire for a rapid fire or something like that. But yeah, congrats on taking 3 stars, and congrats on being the 7th and 12th player from last season. It's pretty good. Yeah, so we'll go ahead into the next guy, Lord Umbra. Okay, so this is something I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing. It looks like this guy just got hyper. He might have rushed his fleet out without having the cost reduction upgrades, because he's only running 1 of them. You pretty much need 5 cost reduction upgrades if you're going to run hyper motherships. And then, yeah, this is something like I wouldn't recommend doing, because like this pretty much makes his defense shield useless. Like a level 5 defense shield isn't going to really help him at all. It's not going to stop much damage, so he would have been better off keeping just a regular defense shield and waiting for LDs. And then he's running double long range fighter, which is like, it can be okay for war and certain league cases, but I don't think it's good at league defense just because it's so easy to block. Like, it's such an easy thing to counter, because you don't need like a fighter defense hero or anything like that. You can either just stick a guy up front and just tank all the hits, with either fighter res extras or just fighter Eva. So it's not a huge deal to like beat this. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead. He has a confusion fire hero with cannons. Questioning the cannon choice right there. You'll probably want to use perfect missile, just so you can hit things. You could maybe also use beams, but you'll probably miss some things. So yeah, so I'm probably just gonna go ahead and kill this guy. What do I plan on advancing next? I'm not sure yet. It honestly depends on what I pull. I guess got decent Eva. Like, I really want my spread fire CM, but I don't know if I'll ever pull one. So like at this point, I have like 140 LDs for spread fire saved up, but I don't know if I'll ever pull a CM. So if I ever pull one, that'll be the first one I advance. But other than that, I'm not sure. I'm almost to the point where I can advance long range fighter and get to like a natural, not a natural, but like with Trons I can almost get it to level 12. So I'll probably hold off for a little bit more there, just because it's not a huge like issue. Yeah, let me actually check my fleets. I don't really need to advance rapid fire for aliens, just because like my hyper battleships pretty much do enough. So like it might save me like 10 AP or 20 AP every time I farm them, but not a huge thing. Adverse piecing fire might be good, so I'll probably have to look into that one soon. Yeah, other than that, I'm not totally sure, to be honest. I could advance counterfire soon or emergency repair, but I'm kind of hoping I pull Nargis, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I'll probably advance one of these guys soon, but I have a better one too, so I'm gonna do that. Advanced precision fire seems pretty decent, just because like I could get like an extra 100 accuracy, but I do waste a hero slot for that, so I don't know if it's worth it. We'll see. I'll probably play it by ear. Still hoping I pull a spread fire CM. That's really what I need, but yeah. Cool. So Celestial. This looks like these battleships and then motherships. So beam defense and fighter defense, it's pretty interesting because that means he's really weak to cannons. And cannon defense is usually something you need to have. So like, I know that like PC will rip him to shreds. And I'm not sure if he just, because like some people actually just don't know that not like 190 is what you need to get for cannon rest if you want to resist PC. PC is piercing cannon, by the way, if there's any new people in the chat. But yeah, because like some people just get to the 95 and they think, oh, I'm max cannon resist, but then it's like, no, you're not even close. So yeah, so kind of surprising here. A level 1 random fire hero, so that's pretty much no threat. Yeah, and then advance this one. So this is probably his Claire. It's probably his good hero. Yeah, so I'll probably just go ahead and yeah, I don't know. It's probably just a new level 100. A lot of the new level 100s got all those free league points from the new reward system that came out. So chances are he probably just took those and advanced the skill. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty typical. Next battle, Jonesy. Ooh, okay. So I'm not sure what I think of this. I don't think you should ever use this formation. Just because like the cannon, he's probably using it because he likes the point formation and the 2, and then like he thinks these guys are being protected, but they're really not, because like the random DPS will just pull it anyway. Chris, you got me. If there's a trading system, I'm down. I will give you EFCM, RFCM, PFCM, rapid fire CM, whatever you need. I just want to spread CM, that's all. Yeah, so he's running, yeah, so he's got the 2 event heroes, which event heroes, there hasn't been anyone that's been crazy good yet. We haven't had like an Adriana, like the last intercept missile one, or like anything crazy. So I've been staying away from them just because like I don't like being limited to one weapon use. And especially with like a lot of people think that like piercing fire is best with beams and like spread fire is best with cannons. So like these aren't even like the best combos necessarily for them. He's running piercing fire, which again I don't think is too great on defense, just because it's just going to hit the tanks, and you really want to be able to knock out their DPS real quick. And then he's got level 8 defense shield, so he might have a decent hero here, but he just needs to get the skill up, whether it's through Trons. So better Trons might help him out a lot too, because it looks like he doesn't have a ton of LDs to boost up his attack and stuff. Yeah, and then like right there, like plus 81%, like you want to get that to like 180, something like that. But he'd be much better served using the RES formation, and then putting these two guys in the tank formation, and then running the other 3 DPS guys in the back. Like even just running that would just help him a little bit. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and fire away. Not too surprising there. It looks like he's a fresh 100 because he doesn't have his heroes all at 100 yet. Alright, so same thing again. I would definitely run the RES formation hero. RES formation, fleet formation. He probably just only has 1 defense hero, but like this is more of an offensive defense hero. Missile coordination isn't that great of a skill to have. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't ever put experts. I wouldn't invest in any experts ever. Except maybe a weapon master explosive fire hero. I know that there are a few people who will swear by that you don't need any accuracy for explosive fire, which is kind of true if you don't care about the initial hit and all you care about is the explosion. And then you'll get I don't know how much extra percent, probably like 25 I think, because 20% plus 1% each level, and then the extra 5 at the beginning. Yeah, so maybe that one, but like other than that, I don't know if experts are ever worth it. And I guess the weapon master isn't even an expert because she can use any weapons, which is the important thing. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Sorry, I'm not like switching my fleet or anything yet. I'll probably get there towards the end once I get to the people who have like 80 stars right now. Yeah, I'll probably have to switch maybe a little bit for these guys, hopefully. But yeah, so now we have Adenia. Alright, so this is more like our typical setup. Chances are they're just lacking the LDs and stuff to get to what they really need to do. Cause like with the first round of Galaxies, those are MS7. Yeah, they are MS7. You're right. With the first round of Galaxy and stuff, like it's crazy because like me and like Adenia, we're on like 2 different levels, or like completely different levels, and like I think the game would be a lot better suited if there was some way to like group them like with similar people to them, because I think it would get a lot better rather than just getting stomped. And I know that like they'll get, like, if they get demoted then they get more towards their level, but I just don't know if I like the starting off everyone at 100 sort of thing. Yeah, just my thoughts. But he does have a decent spread fire hero, it looks like. Granted, I don't know the stats at all. But yeah, so this is a pretty typical defense setup, because motherships, typically on a mothership setup you're gonna have 70 beam resist, 75 missile resist, and then you'll have 35 fighter resist, and then 70 cannon. So you run the cannon defense and then a cannon extra to get it up higher, and then the fighter defense covers the hole there, so you don't need to bypass or anything. So this is like a typical, like, you run these 2 defense heroes and then you get pretty close to max res. You won't probably max missile or beam unless you run extras, but you can definitely get close to there. And then he's got his looks like Maya. So yeah, so that's a pretty typical setup. He's just a lower level. So yeah, but it seems like he knows what he's doing. He just needs to put more time in the game and get to that point. You pulled Caroline, Chris? Nice. I could see her being advanced just because she gets the nice accuracy bonus. so she gets like the 50% to start off, which that is actually a decent amount. Yeah, I haven't pulled Caroline. I don't know if I would advance her or what I would do, but she's definitely a decent honor hero. There are much worse honor heroes. I pulled 2 Nax and a Caprica, so yeah, you could have pulled those ones. But then I also pulled Peter and Valentine, so yeah, so I have my fair share. But so advanced missile coordination. Yeah, I don't know if I would do that. Just because like missile coordination itself isn't really ever used end game. You could maybe see a case for a cannon coordination or fighter coordination just for the aliens, but like in general war or like league, you're probably not going to use anything. I mentioned using beam or fighter, but that was just because of the high rate of fire. So I don't know if you would ever use missile coordination, and I would definitely never have it be your first one advanced. It looks like he doesn't have Clara, so like he would be much better served like saving up for a Clara, because it looks like, you know, I'm guessing he's a free-to-play player. He having like spread like these guys and stuff like that. He's in the all attack formation, which is definitely a formation that I ran when I first started playing the game, just because I didn't understand, like, I was like, oh yeah, all attack, like that's the way you want to go. But he'd be much better served running in an RES formation, and then having a cannon defense instead of like an E-jamming hero, because like he's not going to evade anything with these motherships. Like they're so clunky, and like like you use E-jamming so your DPS characters or your DPS fleets can evade the cannon fire mainly. So yeah, so it's probably not there. Even on 110, advanced beam coordination is better than cannon coordination. Yeah, the only thing is like when you're farming 110 aliens, like for the parse and stuff, you're probably not going to have advanced beam coordination, and it's better just to use a cannon coordination in my opinion. Because like there are way better advanced skills out there, so like I don't know if I don't know if I would jump straight into getting like advanced beam coordination or anything like that. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go there. Oh, Tony sent me a friend request. I'll accept that. Yep. Yeah, he's not gonna dodge those cannons with E-jamming. Cannon defense would be a better hero, and he should have Carter. So I actually don't know why he wasn't running Carter, because everyone gets Carter at level 90. He's actually the cannon defense hero I still use. I never pulled a better one. I never pulled a Firth. Alright, so right here, we can see he's going for the YOLO attack method. 5 attack heroes, all attack plus 30% formation. Gotcha says, got nothing on that jank, I saw his money. Yeah, advancing preemptive fire and advancing amplified fire, and advancing precision. Yeah, never seen anything like that before. You're in a weird group. Gotcha, you're in a weird group. Alright, so he's got, let's see, so he's probably got decent heroes. So this is what I was talking about, how I think that maybe you could make a case for advancing an RF, or not an RF, sorry, an EF weapon master, just because they don't necessarily need the attack. And people will argue with me about this, and I think it can go both ways. I've seen success with both methods. I know that personally I don't try and get my accuracy up with my explosive fire hero. I definitely focus more on lead and attack, just because I'm trying to boost up the damage more than I am trying to boost up like the ability and the accuracy. So that's the success I found. But yeah, typically, like, especially on a defense fleet, you're gonna want to have defense heroes. Yeah, that's about all that needs to be said right there. Yeah, and if any of you guys want to, like, if you want to post your own defense fleet, I posted in the Facebook groups, and like I'll critique it and stuff, and I'm sure there are other people here who would want to do that too, if that interests you, of course. Alright, let's see what he's got. So he's got an advanced defense shield, level 12. That's okay, but like I pretty much advocate that you want to be able to get it to 15 for this skill, especially just because you're gonna be hitting, like, even at level 15, you still take 10%. So yeah, I don't know. He's probably got his Clara advanced level 9. Yeah, probably should want that about like level 12. Maybe level 9's okay, but You like a lot of people advance their skill too quickly, and it's actually worse than what it was before. And then he's actually running an A rank fighter expert that he's invested quite a bit of LEDs in. He probably just didn't know that William was a hero, I guess, at level 80. I think it's 80. Yeah, so that's kind of rough that he wasted those LEDs. Hopefully he's leveling up William and not sticking with this guy, because this guy won't hit anything with just an attack bonus. And then he's got his cannon defense hero. He should put his cannon defense hero where his fighter guy is. That would serve him a little bit better. But yeah, so I'll just go ahead and kill this guy. Wow. Yeah, so he had his defense shield up, and that EF hit still hit him, so and still killed him. So like, if you're using destroyers, I actually don't know if it's necessarily good to advance defense shield, because I've definitely like one-shot people that have advanced defense shield in destroyers just because they don't have the durability or the resistance to. Oh. What's up, Zion? Yeah, they don't have the durability to survive it. So here we have a very, so this is like, if you want a defense setup, like this is the defense setup. Every defense hero, and then ER. All he's missing is this counter or confusion fire, or maybe counter fire. Yeah. So looks like he's got Eva. So this guy's gonna die real quick. His battleship guy. What's up, Zion? How are you? How's your league going? And this guy, I don't know if necessarily running this type of a setup is the best. But if you're ever put up against this by like a player who's much better than you, and you just want to cheese out a few stars, the easiest way to do this is to just you just run the same setup against them. You just run 5 defense heroes, and you pretty much stalemate, and then you can maybe even run like 5 and like 1 DPS or something like that. And you'll get 2 or 3 stars pretty much every time. Because like, how is he gonna kill you? Like, he's not gonna kill your ships, so you're not gonna lose those 2 stars that you start with. So like a lot of people like will run up against like a pillow defense fleet, and they'll kind of like just be like, I can't do anything to this. But maybe they'll get killed by like something dumb or something, like maybe a counterfire is like proccing against a random fire. But if they were to just like run 5 defense fleets, their counterfire hero would never proc, and then yeah, it'd be GG. You'd get 2 or 3 stars. So just a little trick if you're trying to eke out a few more stars. But yeah, Zion says doing well, maybe out since I just woke up. Just check and see if I'm still streaming. Yeah, I started like 45 minutes ago, just going through kind of explaining fleets and stuff like that. I'm glad your league went well. Did you get 56 out of 85? Nice. That's probably top 50%. Pretty good. Yeah, so I'm probably just going to go the same, just because I don't think he has the durability to stand up against hyper battleships. If this were like a super top player with like crazy like durability and stuff like that, I would probably end up running piercing fire or something like that. Possibly a long range fire to get that. But he does have max fighter resist probably, so yeah. But because piercing fire is definitely the way to take out those players with high resist. So hypnotics. Pretty sure this is one of my friend's accounts who has pulled Valentine, Firth, and Nargis. So yeah, I want his luck from the honor store. But yeah, so he doesn't have a defense shield. So like, he's also only an MS6. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and just run the same setup anyway. Just because I think I can just outpower him. But oh, you pulled Irene too? Yeah, of course you did. Oh yeah, so this is just 4 honor heroes right here and a Clara. So pretty much like yeah, this is a crazy account. You gotta get your motherships up though. But yeah, Nargis is pretty good. I don't know if I would put her in this spot just because she's super weak to PF. Like, Piercing Fire destroys Nargis, because she doesn't have durability, so she can't even tank a few of them. Uh, and with Counterfire, like, your goal is to be able to, like, Counterfire on, like, random fire or spread fire hits. At least that's from, like, what I've noticed. So, like, putting her maybe where this beam hero is, and then having a defense hero instead. That way, if I, like, procced once against this, against your beam, or not your beam, sorry, your Nargis, then she would hit me and she wouldn't necessarily die. Whereas, like, if I just run a piercing fire hero and I just run shorter range stuff, then the Nargis will die in one hit. So that's just what I've noticed about Nargis. I think she's better on the side. I think in general, counterfire heroes are better not in the front lines. But yeah, we'll give it a shot. One of these times, I'm not gonna 5-star someone. It's gonna be bad. But oh. Yeah, so his Nargis did 39,000 against me. That's fine though. Like I said, I thought I could just beat it anyway. That's actually another thing I could do is I could just switch to a regular defense shield. That way, if I did accidentally get procced against, I wouldn't take any damage at all. So I probably should have done that, but whatever, not a big deal. Alright, so this one, Dracor. Looks like he's using battleships. I wonder if he'll go hyper battleships when he gets his hyper lab done, or if he'll go something different. Looks like he's got the defense shield level 15. Yeah, this is pretty much a cookie cutter. He's got 2 spread fire heroes, but this one's only level 3. So I don't know if I would actually have used this one. Maybe he just doesn't have a better hero, but yeah, I think that beam defense might also be a little bit of a questionable choice on defense, just because like with a battleship fleet like this, you're probably better off served with a cannon defense hero to get the cannon defense up, or just 1 defense shield hero and then 4 attackers. But that doesn't work as well on defense, so I don't know. Yeah, so I'm assuming that his cannon defense is really low. And I don't know if he's running PC or if he's running this, but I'm just going to go ahead and attack him. And then I'm going to hope that the Clara is dead before I'm in missile range, because I have, like, no missile resist. I'm actually... Well, yeah, just in case, I'm going to actually switch my advanced intercept missile right here. And the reason I'm doing this is because now he's in the second to left spot, and I know that his missile guy was in the middle spot. So if it gets to that point where his Clara is still alive, and like everyone else is dead, my missile guy will proc before his Clara does, just because it fires from left to right, and then it fires from like, so like this person would fire, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. That's assuming same range stuff. So I'm assuming he's running Kryptons on this, and if I was in the other spot, her Clara would fire before my intercept missile. So that's just another little trick that you'll probably learn as you kind of like advance up in the metagame. But yeah, so I just switched this guy over here, just because I'm not too worried about the cannon placement or anything like that right now. But the missiles could spell doom for me, because like I said, my missile resist is nothing. So we'll see if it actually plays out that way, and if I needed to do that, or if I didn't. I'm just gonna run this one in slow-mo. It looks like I'm probably not going to. Yeah. Alright, so it didn't matter. But if it had mattered, that would have been probably the right call. So. Alright, let's see. Now I've got Pendejo. Alright, so, yeah, so this guy, he's got 3 advanced skills, all 800.1s. So he's been around for a while. He's got hyper motherships. Only 4 of them, might just be a cost thing because they're super expensive. I'm really curious as to why he's running this formation with his defense shield hero in the back. Not sure quite why that is. Maybe he thinks that this guy's actually in the front. I don't know. But yeah, and then he's got a long range fighter expert and a long range fighter. Probably William right there. He probably invested in this one first because he's got fighter rack at 155, and then this one second because it's less ability. But like I said earlier, I don't think long range fighter is. Gotcha says, I don't understand why people don't res formation. Set up for EVA formation. Yeah. This could be a good EVA formation, but he probably just wanted to have the attack bonus because like he's running like super like attack heavy heroes. But I still don't think it works that well with this kind of a setup. And like I said earlier, using long range fighter on League and defense is pretty easy to counter, so it's not something I really recommend doing. At least running like random fire fighters and stuff can be good, because if they get in range, they'll either have to have extras on everyone, or like fighter bypass device, or even a fighter defense hero. And if you do that, then you're taking out one of their heroes. And then he advanced Adeline, which is really interesting. Most people would wait for a CM. I know some people advance Adeline, but I just wouldn't like being limited to missiles. That's my opinion. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and go in for this. I think we'll be able to. The only thing would be is like if the Clara like procced a bunch of times against me and somehow was able to get me, but I don't think that's quite going to happen. So. Yeah. Alright. You like Adeline? Yeah. I thought she was really good when she came out, but I think that was just because I was kind of below level. Like, she's decent. I still have her, actually. I don't know if I'll ever invest in her again. But, probably not, actually. I have decent CMs, but, I mean, she does the job, but. Alright, so then we have Iconic. He's actually in our Antares chat. Nice to see he did pretty well this league without any hyper or advanced skills. That's kind of crazy. This just shows you the difference. Like Pendejo had all these advanced skills and stuff, but Iconic doesn't. But Iconic knew how to use his fleet better. If we look at his attack record, you can see like he did pretty well. It looks like he just couldn't beat me. So yeah, so it looks like Iconic knew how to just play his fleet better than Pendejo did. And place better, which doesn't really mean anything because chances are both of them are going to get top 25%. But either way, yeah. All right, let's see. All right, so how would we beat this? So he's running a very similar fleet to what you would run with hyper battleships, just without hyper or without advanced skills. Yeah, so I think that I'll be able to just beat him straight up, just because I don't know if he has lower skills and his skills are lower level, so they probably won't proc as much, and I think mine will. And then his defense shield hero actually has crazy high EVA, but I think as long as my EF procs and my advanced intercept missile, which actually doesn't have that high of accuracy because I'm not really boosting ability as much as I should be. And I think I only have one attack extra on. Or not attack, accuracy extra, sorry. But I'm still at like 500 and like, that's probably like 560 accuracy when advanced intercept missile skill comes into play. And if I remember correctly, his hero has like 450. So I think I'll probably hit against it. But that's something you shouldn't normally know. I just know because I've seen his fleet. So, kind of cheating there. Should move him to the outside. Too late. I already went in. Alright. So it looks like he was running some sort of piercing cannon that actually did a decent amount of damage to me. I should move IM to outside. Okay. The reason I didn't was because I knew that it would proc before the missile guy anyway, so I wasn't too worried about that. Because the other guys were running cannons and stuff, so like where I had my IM hero wouldn't have mattered. I think at least. Because if I remember, his guy was on the second to my left, which means it would fire. It was in the same spot as my intercept missile hero, just like because it's flipped counterclockwise. Because we had this talk like an hour ago, but caught by the EF. The EF missile guy or the EF cannon guy? Because I knew I was going to fire before the EF missile guy. But yeah. So, alright. Then last battle. Well, maybe not last battle if I don't 5-star right away. So we've got advanced spread fire on cannons. Oh, against cannon guy? Yeah. I probably should have been more aware of that then. Oh well. Yeah. Good call, gotcha. I'll pay more attention to that later. Yeah, so we've got another pretty typical defense fleet. This one I actually like. The triple tank I think is pretty decent, and then you have the cannons right here to like kind of like force you to run running cannons means that we don't know if it's Antares or piercing cannon right off the bat because we don't know the player that well. One thing though, if you're gonna run cannons and beams, I don't think that's necessarily a good option. I think you're better off served running, say, cannons and missiles or cannons and fighters, just because the way it is right there, like you can just use hybrid devices and that'll cover both RES, which would free up an attack device because I don't need to run pyro. Whereas if I were running so it's pretty much letting me have an extra device slot for free, which I'm not going to use right now. Because I'm not actually running any missile res or anything. But if I was running motherships or cruisers or something like that, I'd be able to get more attack or accuracy. So that's just kind of like what I think. I think that you should pair cannons or beams with fighters or missiles. So like you choose like one of the first two and then one of the second two. And I think because that just forces the opponent to cover two types of RES, which is a lot more difficult. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and give it another shot, or the first shot actually. Yeah, we'll just keep it the same. I'll just put this guy there. Alright. Looks like his cruisers have pretty high resist, but I still think I'm just gonna break through anyway. His ER hero might... No, it's not going to. Never mind. Alright. So yeah, so that was my league. It was pretty... It wasn't too bad actually. I don't think I ever switched anything. But yeah, so that just kind of like shows like... I don't know, I just showed those 17 players like what they could do better, what they could do and stuff like that. I thought this might go a little longer, so I'm actually surprised I'm done right now. But I guess if you guys have any like questions or anything, or like anything about, I don't know, anything about anything, like, if you just want to see your screenshots real quick, I can do that. We only saw one, so I don't know. Otherwise I can just call it a day. I'll probably come back next week or something like that. Keep this up because it'll get a lot more interesting once like I have to like respec and stuff, because once you're respecing for players and like you've gotten like 4 stars 3 times in a row and then you finally get that 5th star because you did something right, it's like one of the best feelings ever. Well, for this game, not one of the best feelings ever, but yeah, so that was league. Looks like we don't really have any other questions or anything, so yeah, we'll go ahead and probably call it a day then. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll post the VODs somewhere, probably on YouTube or something like that. So if any of you guys missed it, you can definitely catch the videos, just to kind of like get some more advice and stuff. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you around. Cheers.